and welcome to our second anniversary celebration and the opening of our South Hub office. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Well, you're going to meet 8 dynamic people, 8 people who are patriots to the core, who love their country and who want to see a better Trinidad and Tobago. 2 years ago, yesterday, was actually the first time I approached the Progressive Empowerment Party. I sat in the audience just like you because I'm guessing most of you are, I was tired, I was fed up, I was frustrated, and I was looking for change. I had seen what comes with both parties that have been representing us for going on 57 years. And as a young woman, I knew that my future was not safe, my future was not sure with either of those two. And I was in a space where I did not believe that there was any hope. I did not believe that anything better could happen until I encountered the Progressive Empowerment Party. And like an adult who wants better, who's thinking of her children to come, who's thinking of a future, I made my way down to 19 Stanmore Avenue because I wanted to be involved in the change that was going to come. And 2 years later, here I am, very much involved, standing in front of you as the chairman of this organization, proud chairman of this organization, because I'm very much aware of the part that I have to play in making this movement go forward. People ask me all the time, when did you decide that you wanted to become involved in politics? I decided I wanted to become involved in politics when I realized that nobody else could have fixed this but me. And if everybody thought like that, we would be in a better place. But we are so close to that, though. I'm looking out across the road at all the people, the sea of orange that I'm seeing. And I'm very proud to be a part of this movement which has seen over 120 public meetings, which has seen well over 20 rallies all across Trinidad. We're soon heading to Tobago. I'm seeing a group of people that is growing. We are aiming for 41 constituency representatives, and we're so very close to that because the people are ready for real change, real representation. We have done a lot in the 2 years that we have been in operation. After the South office, we're soon to open our North Hub office in Barataria, followed by our East Hub office, soon to be Central and soon to be Tobago. So the 3 of our 5 hubs that we're looking to open are well underway. And again, it could not be without the generosity and without the heart of the people who are part of this movement, because nothing like this happens by chance, nothing like this happens overnight. And it really does take a lot of hard work and care. I'm looking around at what we managed to pull off in 3 weeks, and I know this could not have happened if the people, our people, did not really have their heart and they didn't really want better for themselves. And I'm very proud of everybody who is sitting down in the audience here today, the people who are on their way, because I know that it takes a lot to stand up and say enough is enough. I understand how it feels to feel stuck. But I'm proud, I'm very happy to say that you have a political option that is in front of you today that is strong, that is ready to fight on your behalf, and that is going to take the next general election and win all our seats. And I'm saying that for San Fernando as well, because we're here and we're setting down roots. I do want to thank everybody for coming out today. We have a very exciting program planned for you. This is your party. Get to know your party, because we are here to represent you. We are a party that listens to the people. We're a party that is accessible to the people. Our numbers, our names, we're on Facebook. You can contact us because we want to show you that real change, real representation is here. Thank you very much.
What does that say for you as a country, that these 2 parties has been vacillating 5-year term, and actually hoodwinking you into voting for them without any substantive change?
We're going to move forward and bring some real change to Trinidad and Tobago, because we really need change. We need to get rid of the 2-party, what I'm beginning to call the axis of evil, because they are failing to deliver good governance. They failed to deliver good governance for the last 5 or 6 decades.
There are too many issues that are specific to women that none of the other women's leagues and women arms are dealing with. Women are missing. Women are being abused. Women are being deprived of opportunities just because of the sex that they were born. It is about time that we turn the tide for women, and the women's arm of the PEP is on a mission to do so.
The youth will be in parliament at some point. Our ideas, our needs, our wants, our concerns will be in parliament at some point. The progressive thing to do would be to add it in from now. It is a call for the youth to come and join this political movement because they are here to empower, the second word in the party, to empower the youth and add their voices into the political conversation.
I stand here extremely proud to present to you the South team. We have been working extremely hard in the South constituencies to bring the PEP message to your neighborhood, to your doorstep.
I'm glad and proud to say that after 2 years, we are stronger than ever. And we're not going to look back. We will not be defeated. And we must have change. We cannot go on for another 5 years having an incompetent government and people who are educated not being able to run this country. We will change history in the south of Trinidad and Tobago. And the PNM and the UNC, your time is up.
Good evening, everyone. As you all know, my name is Sasha Ali, and I'm the caretaker for San Fernando East. Today, I just want you all to reflect on the words of the national anthem. Here, every creed and race find an equal place. Can you honestly tell me that we have found our equal place? With the rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, high crime rates, cost of living, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do to change? And when I say change, I mean positive change. So today I ask you to listen to what we have to offer, what the PEP has to offer, and let us move forward. Let us do something that can help, that can elevate our country.
Each and every one of you, think of where we are as a nation right now, and you will understand why the change for a new political party that is untouched and unspotted, unblemished from the rest, the time is now. I believe strongly that the Progressive Empowerment Party will bring that change. There are 21 policies, and you read those policies and see how those policies fit to make that change that Trinidad and Tobago really needs. And you will understand why we are asking, and we are telling you all, hear what? Vote for the Progressive Empowerment Party, and you will get that change or fire us.
I just here tonight to let everybody know and to understand that change is here. And we can only change this country by we coming together as one people under one flag. Right? And this is the only hope Trinidad and Tobago have. The Progressive Empowerment Party. No other hope is here but the Progressive Empowerment Party.
So I say to you, Mana Hamris and Madeleine, this evening, it is time to stand up and say enough is enough. Enough of this nonsense. Whether it be red, black, yellow, blue, whoever it is. Time to get them out. Because both previous parties have neglected us.
I am here with the PEP trying to educate people and make them more aware of what is going on in our country. All right, for instance, the M2 ring road. Look at the M2. Lots of houses are going about. And where they are constructing these houses, they are constructing these houses on fertile land. Land that can be used for food production. If you go, you want to pay $25 a pound for tomatoes in your market. But we have lots of land. And the Prime Minister say that we don't have land for agriculture, right? I mean, to be dotish is one thing, but to be dotish and misinformed is the next thing. Don't be fooled, people. Open up your eyes and see what is going on in our country, right? Open your eyes, right? Because this country is going downhill. But you are the only one can change this. The people of our country are the only one can change this. It's not what your country could do for you, but what you can do for your country.
We are fed up. We could do better. We have to do better for the future. I am not a politician. My name is Rondell Nikki Glasgow. If you're from Liberia, you have to know me. If you don't know me, it's because you don't want to know me. And that is the difference. Because we, as a society, have been so used to after voting for party, we don't even know who the MP is. All right? Labre know me. And I know Labre. And this is why when I stand here, I stand firm, even though I might be trembling. You know why? Because I'm burning with excitement. Because, hallelujah, something come new. Something come different. Something come right. For the first time in a long time, we're not using recycled politicians. It's people on the ground like you, like me, who have decided we fed up. Let me hear it. We fed up. And we have decided we can do better. I am asking for my constituency to help me. Lend me your strength. Sobo, Labre, Erin, Van Treva. Lend me your strength. Let us do better together.
Pfizer is fed up. We are fed up of bad governance. We are fed up of bad roads. We want proper schools. Ramsuki Trace. They want water. The residents in Ramsuki Trace are suffering for water right now. Delay Road is an obstacle course to the highway. No street lights. We are fed up. And as a nation, there is only one solution to that problem. The Progressive Empowerment Party with our leader, next Prime Minister, Philip Edward Alexander.
Do welcome to the stage political leader of the Progressive Empowerment Party, the man who has put himself out there. Yes, our future Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander.
South Trinidad and Tobago, the Progressive Empowerment Party is here. They say there's a one-man party. All you see that crew, this is just the south piece of the PEP. All you see that crew? PNM say we's a UNC party, UNC say we's a PNM party. We want to send a message to both of those bandit parties. The writing is on the wall. Judgment coming. All through history, evil was allowed to prosper for a time. For a time. To the owners and operators of the PNM and the UNC, the days of your glorifying yourselves at the expense of the people of Trinidad and Tobago is coming to an end. Nothing in this country works. Nothing. And we, the Progressive Empowerment Party, are here to tell you that everything could fix. When you send your children to school, unless your name is Sabga, Hadid, and Aboud, when you send your children to school, you're wasting 10 years of their life. If they're lucky and they have everything they need and don't need the teacher, if you have a motivated child, regardless of what school you drop them in, they're going to find a way to make it. But the average child that's looking for guidance in our education system have none to get. Unless you're in a prestige school. I want to know, if we're spending $5,000 million every year on education, why every school in this country can't be a prestige school? Let me explain you how our education system is supposed to work. And they all know, each and every one of them know. But even school and education is corruption, kickback, and racket in this country. Even education in this country. The school book situation in this country. Kickback, racket. The Education Facilities Company Limited. If you were to forensically audit it, you would jail ministers from this country. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago need to understand that where we are as a country is as a direct result of what we've tolerated for the last 56 years. The SCA that replaced the child abusing common entrance is a child abusing exam. The SEA abuses the children, abuses the parents, abuses the family. It abuses the trust of a country. The SEA and the common entrance it replaced, was created when there were insufficient places in schools for all the children. 20,000 children do SEA every year. We have 20,000 places. We don't need a race anymore to see who finished first. We need a race to see how we can get all schools to finish best. And that should be the job and the responsibility of the Ministry of Education. But we keep putting non-performers and idiots in that role. The Progressive Empowerment Party says to you in quick time, we will abolish the SEA. We will make all schools 10-year schools. We will zone the school because we are betting that no school, nowhere in this country will be better than the other. Every child will be given a GPA, a grade point average, where that child's performance will be measured against itself last term. But the collective GPA of the class becomes the teacher's GPA, and all the teachers' GPAs become the principal's GPA. And that is how you measure the performance of a school. And that's how you measure the performance of a child. If every single child in this country had a GPA, failing children would be able to be identified at the end of the term. How? How would you do that? If the national average set for the curriculum is 4.0, all the children in the class, their performance at the end of the year, averaged and total, would tell you what the class's performance was, what the teacher's performance was. At the end of the term, all the schools that missed that average, and in all those schools, all the classes that missed that average, you would be able to identify who are the failing teachers and who are the failing students. And students fail, not necessarily because they cannot learn, but because there are impediments to knowledge. And teachers will tell you that. There are discipline issues in the home that affects a child's ability to go home and remember and recall and learn and do their homework. If you talk to the average school teacher, they will tell you that all the teaching I teach in the classroom, if the child going home to a dysfunctional home situation, if they're not getting food, if they're exposed to violence and madness in the home, it makes it difficult for them to retain what they've learned. There's a disadvantage. There are children in our society who go undiagnosed with dyslexia and other learning disabilities. And we have no way to track them now. What we do? We allow them to fail. You go to the bunch that fail and check and see if you don't find children that needed help. And we are a signatory to the UNICEF, United Nations Rights of a Child. And one of those is a right to a proper education. We have failed generations of children. People looking at crime and talking about crime, but failing to understand that 7,000 children on average every year fail out of the system. They either don't graduate at all, or they finish school with no passes. You need 3 CXE to pack a dinner box in KFC. If you have no passes, what feeding you? What feeding you? If you release 7,000 people into the country every year that have no hope of earning an income except for charity and hustle, somebody tell me that is where we mason and carpenter does come from. No, sir. Masonry and carpentry and all the trades should be treated with respect. We should have an education system that is capable of identifying what people are predisposed to do. Because we have a lot of people in this country out there in that trade. Plumbers, carpenters, masons, electricians that learn on a hustle, learn as an intern or an apprentice with somebody, and still take it home a laborer salary where they are grade A welder and they don't know. They don't know because they've never been given an education or the ability to check to see what level you at now. Harry Hunt, who was up here tonight, one of the founders of the PEP, Harry's pet peeve is something called spatial planning. Spatial planning, properly done, would prevent 200,000 people have to come into Port of Spain every morning and out of Port of Spain every evening. The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you immediately, decentralize, automate, digitize, move it out of the city. Port of Spain doesn't have to have every single office of state. You could put offices of state in San Fernando so the people of South could work where they live. 200,000+ people every morning. We have raised generations in traffic. 3 hours going, 3 hours coming back. We've raised generations in traffic. And whether you love him or you hate him, give Patrick Manning the credit for the that he did when he built the government campus in Port of Spain, when all of that money could have spent to build it in the center of the island, make it equidistant to everybody and end the madness of the traffic. You can't continue to put everything in Port of Spain and don't expect there to be traffic. Spatial planning is a science. And these are just simple issues that are real solutions to the problems that plague the average person. You talk to people and they don't believe you. It's hard to believe, who is this man? Who is this man? Why would I believe him? Why would I believe you, Philip Edward Alexander? Why would I believe a single word you say when Eric rape we, George rape we, Robbie rape we, Pandey rape we, Manning rape we, Kamala rape we, and look, Rowley, what you doing? This one I even bring grease. Why would we trust you? Our experience in this country is everybody who's ever stood up and offered themselves for public office have had ulterior motives. Corrupt ulterior motives. Ulterior motives to create problems and solve them, not to the benefit of the people, but to the benefit of their finances. We do not have a drainage system. We do not have a water distribution system. Our road network is a mess. Our hospitals is an insult to public health. We don't grow food. There is no public office of state that you could, you ever notice on social media, every now and then somebody say, I went to get my license and I get it in an hour, boy, good job. Trinidad and Tobago tripped over itself and made Super Gary out of Gary Griffith for simply doing his job. That's what he did. He didn't do nothing special. But we've had decades of police commissioners who didn't do the job. So the first one that come along and actually lock people up, hey, Super Gary. And I asked, why is it so difficult to get a super minister of education and a super public health ministry? Why can't we have all of these things addressed? And I'll tell you why. Because we take a $60 billion budget reading every year in that parliament, surrounded by 41 people who are elected not to serve you, but to serve the people who own those parties. And 41 people sit in that parliament and listen to a budget read $60 billion. Eyes have it, aye. They break for tea. But nobody understands what went on in this budget. Nobody accounts for what happened in the last budget. And nobody knows what's going on in the country. And there's nobody to turn to. I live in a country where no constituency could say, we get water 24/7. Nobody. There are people living in Maraval next to the reservoir don't get water. Think it through. This is not a black thing. This is not an Indian thing. It's not a Syrian or a white or a Chinese thing. This is everybody suffering. And the day we understand and the day it dawns on us that there are more of us than them. What is wrong in this country is us. And the moment we get it, because I look around at this room and the people across the road, and I know at some point they're going to be 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 people at rallies like this. If not now, when the food run out and water cannons and rubber bullets is we normal now, we go be there. We there with you, Philip. Child belly swell up, I eat food for 3 days. My mother have diabetes, I can't get nothing. We don't have US and them bringing nothing in. I know people, you know people who died from cancer who didn't have to die. But we don't have the foreign exchange to bring in the cancer drugs. But the 1% shelves falling over with goods. A man bring down millions of dollars worth of fireworks every year. We can't get medicine, but you could get fireworks. Where that foreign exchange coming from? We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we either get this message now, because if we don't join and end this racist nonsense and come together as one people, it's 5 people create the PNM, you know. 5. 6 of them create the COP. It's Basdio Pandey and Humphrey. What's Humphrey's first name? John Humphrey. Basdio Pandey, John Humphrey, and Trevor Sudama come out the NAR and form the United Nations. They form Club 88. 3 people. 3 people. Can I get called Trevor Sudama up on the stage now? And he could tell you the history of what is the UNC. We have more people here present tonight than the PNM was able to pull in a meeting in the first year. This is the seed of something powerful. And we, the people, we, all of us, need to own this. It's not about me. It's about us. And the day we get it, the day we really get that this is our country, and that the well-being of each of us is the reason government has a job, the day we understand in our being that Rowley's job is one thing, to serve us, we will fix Trinidad and Tobago. I listened to a prime minister say, wean yourself off government. And I said, that's your job. Roads, lights, water, hospital, school, jobs, the economy, foreign exchange, housing. That's your job. And if you can't do the job, fire yourself. It is time we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, took control of what passes for government. Stop voting charlatans. Stop voting skin color and religion and race or what color you look good in. Start voting for servants, public servants. Their job is to make sure your life better. And if they can't do the job, fire them every time. That is the purpose, the reason, and the message of the Progressive Empowerment Party. And I ask each and every one of you tonight to go home and evangelize and tell people, together we can take back and build back our country, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
I just want to say I'm honored this evening to be the newest member of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Listen to this. Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide